I'm Ian, this is Hubner, and this is a car I have not bought. And you're probably thinking, how could you possibly resist? I'm going to explain why, and then I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't resist. This magnificent little beast is a Daihatsu Tanto. It dates from 2011. It's a second generation. We have already driven one of these. We drove the custom version that has a turbocharger. This does not. It has the same 658cc, I think it is, 3-cylinder engine, allied to a CVT, continuously variable transmission, so it behaves like an automatic. It's got some very clever features, but yeah, I really need to explain the whole story of why I'm here and why I haven't bought it. So I'm here at WheelEasy in Braunton in Devon, and they've recently acquired this car from a certain Chops garage. He posted that he'd had this as a trade-in, and he did message me and say, would you be interested? And he offered us a very, very good price. But we've already got loads of tiny little cars at the moment. I don't think we need another one, as adorable as this is. And the asking price was also a little out of our range. But thankfully, Nick here at WheelEasy was more than happy for me to come down and have a look anyway, and have a look what I could have won. Am I going to be filled with regret? Well, possibly, because there are a number of clever features on the Tanto. It's a tiny little K car, so it's a maximum of 3.3 meters long. I think it's 1.85 meters wide, and the engine is restricted to no more than 660cc. But check out the door. There is no central pillar. Part of the magic here. Now, the last one we drove had a powered rear door. This one's sadly not powered. You actually have to do it yourself and slide it, but it just opens up the entire interior, makes it fine for access. In fact, I think this door goes further. It does. So look at how wide that access is. Absolutely incredible. And if I bring you to a slightly different position and head back in, you can see the extraordinary level of space. I've got several feet of legroom in a car that's absolutely tiny. Loads of headroom. I could literally wear a top hat back here, and the seats all fold down in various clever ways as well. So I've got a little table down here now, so and you can fold the rear seats down. I think we can move them back and forth as well. So if you want a bit less leg room but more boot space, that's all possible. The seats will lie down to form a bed. If you're particularly masochistic, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But yeah, I love it. And this one feels very slightly brown in here, which makes me like it all the more. Now, there are compromises, so that's about as far forward as I can go and still have leg room. It does mean that when we get round the back, boot space is somewhat limited, but nonetheless, that's actually not a bad amount of space. That's the seat fully back, and obviously you can tilt and adjust the back seats as well. We've got cup holders and oddment storage going on back here as well. But yeah, hugely practical. You can get so much stuff in these tiny little vehicles. They're very, very clever indeed. So we'll take you in. We've got cup holders. Look at that. Brilliant. We've got a digital clock has been added to this example. The speedometer still in kilometers, and you can see the gear selector there, but someone has fitted a GPS speedometer which runs off this USB point down here. So it hasn't quite got the spec of the one we drove, but you still get air conditioning. This is your gear selector, steering wheel, all mod cons. Indicators left, of course, because it's Japanese spec, which also means you get these wicked wind deflectors. The seat belts will tuck down in these little pockets to maximize your bed ability, but like I say, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But note, we have a conventional door on the passenger side, but again, it opens up nice and wide. Daihatsu like to give it about 90 degrees on the doors, so plenty of space to clamber in. Oh, and if you don't watch regularly, that's my Australian Ford. Don't worry, I'm not trading it in. I will be going home in that today. But yeah, it's just lovely. Blanking plugs ahoy, so it must be a fairly low spec model by comparison. Some of them have got keyless start and everything. A fog light has been added, but that looks like a factory switch almost. That's rather smart, but you probably want to have a look under the bonnet, and I can't say I blame you. I mean, how much are we going to see under this tiny bonnet? Let's find out together. Oh, there it is. There you go, 658cc, producing around 58 brake horsepower, which might not sound much. That's about the same as our Perodua Canary and Daihatsu Charade, which have 989cc. I'm expecting a little less in terms of torque, but that's still a decent power output. What the Japanese were able to do to meet these K-car regs is extraordinary. You're allowed an absolute maximum of 63 brake horsepower, according to the regs at the time. But like I say, this is the non-turbo, so a little less grunt. I'm looking forward to seeing how it compared. The turbo went quite well. Oh wow, that's impressive. It actually has got keyless. I guess that's your emergency key, but it is just a fob, so I can put the fob in my pocket. Remember to give that back later. I can twist the key and fires up into life. 124,000 on the clock. If you convert that to kilometers, it's about 70 odd thousand kilometers. There is Japanese service history with this vehicle, and a tin of Daihatsu light blue mica metallic paint. It's 0.1 litre there, so you need a few of those to get up to the engine size, but there we go. So we'll do the all important wiper test, and nothing less than superb. Good overlap, good coverage generally, no triangle of doom. Very impressive. Right, I'm going to belt myself in. We've got trade plates because this vehicle is currently untaxed, but it did pass an MOT yesterday. So foot on the brake, into drive, and it's a foot operated parking brake, so on and off, and we're away. I'm going to put some lights on just because it's a bit of a gloomy old day today. But because it's CVT, you hear the engine goes to a rev point and just sort of stays there. Most intriguing. This industrial estate, by the way, is one of the worst I've ever encountered. It's got raised ironworks everywhere, like they were going to resurface it, but decided they couldn't be bothered, or would it cost too much money. So you got that, yeah, slightly odd experience of the revs not being attached to your road speed, because you've effectively got two pulleys and a steel belt inside the transmission that are constantly adjusting to keep the engine in its kind of happy place. So it's an intriguing system, as you'll see when we get out on the road. There's a bit of road noise, but it's not too untoward. And we're going to go left here, I think. We don't want to go anywhere near Barnstable in the morning. So now I'm asking for a bit more power, so the revs go to a slightly different point. And then as you ease off, the revs come down, but you keep accelerating. So it's a very bizarre experience. Now the turbo surprised me because it had more than enough power to get down the road without problem. Ooh, a Smart in numeric blue. It's my favourite colour scheme on a Smart. But are we actually cuter in this? We're certainly a lot more practical. But yeah, the sound's going to work its way around because it is a big box. So it's not going to be the quietest vehicle out there. We appear to be in eco mode. I'm not sure how or why. I mean, there aren't very many buttons, so I don't know how you're meant to change that. But it's a jolly little thing. It gets down the road with the minimum of fuss. And good visibility, despite the fact we've got lots of pillars, there's lots of windows as well. There are huge door mirrors. So, I mean, this could not be any more simple to drive, really. I mean, don't expect sports car handling, but can pitch it into this roundabout. Oh yeah, roly. But it's not awful. Just that, yeah, that detached feeling is a very odd one. So I could have bought this car, and I think I would have been very happy with it. We would have been very happy with it. But yeah, we're already battling to get one Daihatsu back on the road. I can't help thinking this would do that car in particular no favours. So effortless to drive in traffic, of course, It does seem to have a creep, so it'll creep its way down the road like a conventional automatic. I think you could actually get a conventional auto, but I think the vast majority were CVT. There was never a manual option, so you'd better like it, I guess. Transmission also has an S and a B mode, which I think S is kind of a sporty, so it'll have a higher rev point, and I think B is for braking, to give you a bit more engine braking going down hills. We've got a built-in radio and CD player on this slab right in front of us, and yeah, storage bins everywhere. There's one there, there's one right in front of me here. There's loads of storage. I could almost do with overhead binnacles, really, given how tall this vehicle is. It's a crown there. Modified JDM wagon, yo. I'm going to follow it. We're going to go this way. It's a jolly little fake indicator noise. I quite like that. We'll try and get out on some faster roads and see what it's... is it going to lose its composure and feel a bit lost? I guess we're going to find out. I've managed to pick a road that seems to have 40 limits all the way along it, but to be fair, look at the views. That's absolutely beautiful. So we're having a merry little time in the Daihatsu Tanto, but I think we're going to be limited to 40 miles an hour, so that one's on me, folks. I do apologise, but nonetheless, shall we see what she's got up to 40 miles an hour? Put you back in there, get the seatbelt back on. There's a car coming, so I'm going to wait for that. And if we're ready, little Tanto, we shall go for drive, and we should always put it in sport. Let's do it. I mean, we got up to 40 fairly quickly, but I think we'll put it back in D mode. That is, yeah, that was an awful lot of noise and an awful lot of nothing. Hilarious. So unsurprisingly, it hasn't got a great amount of torque. Can you believe it? But it actually gets down the road well enough. It's just funny going up hills because the revs just start building and building and building as the hill gets steeper. I think one of the things I truly love is just the smiles on people's faces when they see this thing driving down the road. It is so unbearably cute. Rear wiper test while we're here though. You can wash with or without the rear wiper activating, so that's quite good. It's actually quite a little wiper for that amount of rear screen, but it covers the important bit in the middle, I guess. But we can continue our drive and see if we can find some faster roads. It's so weird though, isn't it? It looks absolutely enormous on this camera, but yet it is absolutely tiny. It's just a little bit longer than the original Mini. And the soundtrack is just so bizarre. I mean, I love the sound of a 3-cylinder engine. That little grrr. It sounds like it's really trying hard. And that's very much the appeal. That's why we love our little 3-cylinder cars. We've got the Perodua Canari, the Daihatsu Charade. We've owned a few Daihatsus already. And there is a bit of me thinking maybe we should have added this one to the mix. It's so hard to know, isn't it? Is this the right car for me? And ultimately maybe it is, but I will say I'm not sure how well this would be suited to the hilly roads of mid-Wales. I think if you're bombing around doing a lot of city driving, this is absolutely the perfect car. But we're back up to 40. Yeah, acceleration is not a particular strong suit of this vehicle, but making me smile, oh, it does that very well. So you can still buy a Tanto brand new in Japan. I think they're onto the 4th generation now, and they're just incredible. The amount of interior space, and it's got lots of rivals as well. The Honda N box being one of them. I think Nissan's got a little baby MPV as well. Hugely popular, and it just shows what's possible in a tiny car. And it's just unashamedly a box on wheels, and all the better for that. Excuse my number plate vibrating on the dashboard. That's not interior rattles, perish the thought. 50 mile an hour. Just bizarre way of accelerating, isn't it? And then as soon as you lift off, the revs drop away again. It's a real knack with a CVT. If you keep your foot buried, it'll just keep screaming. But if you start easing off the throttle, you stay accelerating, but the revs come down. It's utterly bizarre experience, but we're doing 50 miles an hour and it feels like the revs are actually quite low. So that's encouraging. We're climbing a hill, so up come the revs again. I think 70 might be pushing things a bit. From what I remember, I think most of Japan is subject to a 100 kilometer an hour speed limit, which is 62 miles an hour. So I imagine that's kind of peak cruising speed, but it goes nicely actually. But it doesn't take much of a hill and the revs have to come back up again. But it doesn't really affect you as the driver. Just engine keeps buzzing away. I love it. Did I make a mistake? Well folks, what do you think? Did I make the right decision not buying this car? It's now for sale at WheelEasy. £6,000 is the asking price. And oh, it's just lovely. It is so sweet. It is so much better on fuel than this enormous barge, much as I love it. Yeah, and very practical, very lovable. If you're doing loads of motorway or hills, then perhaps it's not the vehicle for you, but bombing around town, it's great. The revs stay right down. It just uses the CVT to gently propel you down the road. It's just super cute, super practical, super lovely. And I'm having a bit of a dilemma. Did I make the right choice? I wonder what they give me for the Fairmont. See you later, folks. I'm just going to go in a gentle inquiry